I might hand a camera or something.
Jeff Hargrave. Jeff Hargrave. Cedric Barry.
Yay. Nope.
Nope. Cedric Barry. Judith Hawkins. Judith Hawkins. Ron Weiss. I know he's here.
Ron,
I
thank
know
you.
he's here.
Yay! Woo! You get an extra minute. Go for it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
County Executive Baker, I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you tonight. And my topic is foreclosures, vacant houses, and squatters. And I wanted to thank you and your staff, the County Squatter Task Force, our police, and DPI for once again removing squatters from my street. We're back to having a quiet, safe, and residential street. Thank you very much. Even while there is a lot of new development in our county, the recession and foreclosure crisis have hit Prince George's County hard, particularly current homeowners. However, communities working together with our county government can help us recover from that. First, I think the county needs to focus significantly more resources on this issue in the near term. Much of the recovery burden falls on the shoulders of our dedicated code enforcers and police, but their numbers are too few for the magnitude of the problem, especially when a vacant home, such as the one near me, can attract multiple groups of squatters. Our county has about 330,000 housing units, 26,000 foreclosures, and 3,500 vacant homes. On the other hand, the code enforcement staff has something like 50 to 60 code enforcers, with about 10 of those positions vacant. They are overwhelmed, underpaid, and underappreciated by many of us residents. As a result, after a new code enforcement officer is trained, they find the $29,000 we pay them means they need a second job to make ends meet. They soon see that our neighboring counties pay significantly more for the same job, and they jump at the chance to improve their quality of life. It's clear to me that we need more of them and that we need to pay them more. Second, communities can help as well. We can work with our government counterparts to develop a recovery strategy. We can participate in a two-way sharing of home conditions and ownership information with DPI and better emulate the community-oriented relationship we have with our police. We can help identify the worst cases and monitor the situation for DPI. I believe it will take our communities working together with our county government to solve this problem. If we do this and continue to improve our schools, we will all thrive. Thank you.
Thank you. Ron, let me thank you for your work and with DPI and work with the county. And also, Hytham didn't ask you to come down here and speak, right, to get in more people. He probably did. Who we got next?
Kevin Richardson.
All right.
Good evening, Mr. Baker. And I'm Kevin Richardson. I'm a resident of Upper Marlboro. I'm also a minister of a church, a young church in Suitland, Maryland, and that's what I'll be speaking to tonight, the Suitland community. In the last series of months in our placement in Suitland, I've noticed in that community a number of, as been spoken in other communities, vacant homes, vacant properties, and even open properties now that has been undeveloped that's in the Suitland community, even belonging to the county. My hope is, and I've talked with several members of the various associations in the Suitland community about the concerns of the community in Suitland, the crime that has now gone down, thriving redevelopment that has taken place in Suitland. Many who go through there can see it. However, there are areas that of concern that I just like to just throw out in hopes that for the Suitland community, when the objective is to continue the redevelopment in the county, in that particular part of the community, that more would be given to a more sustainable housing. Coincidentally, in most communities, there are a lot of apartment complexes. However, that brings more transitory residents as opposed to permanent residents that more single-family homes usually brings. And the hope is that in that consideration, housing development would be brought in because there are older residents that do live there, but due to the new development that's happening, it gives a place where young, thriving residents can come into that part of the county and that part of the community and contribute to the economic impact thereof. That's all I have, sir.
Thank you. I will say, Reverend Richardson, that Suitland is one of our hottest areas in the county. There's a commitment from this administration that we're going to focus on that and continue. We're starting to see, as you say, crime is down in that area. Our T&I area is working, and certainly looking at the vacant properties, it's one of our targeted areas that we're looking to make sure that we do something with those vacant properties. We're also working with developers in that area to bring it up. And you brought up a very good point, and I want you to know it's not gone unnoticed by us, sustainability of the housing in there. So certainly David Iannucci, and I know that Brad Fromm's here, and so they'll love to talk to you about that, but we're moving ahead. So thank you for your work.
Daniel Cullen. Daniel Cullen. Michael Akatpin.
Michael, come on down, Michael.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Let me get my stuff together. Good evening, county executive and county officials. Maybe I could speak for all the other people that have been missing here so that I could take all their time. My name is Michael Akatpin, and I live at 14204 Waterfowl Way, Upper Marlboro. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for giving me this time to make my comments on the budget. I moved from Montgomery County 23 years ago, after living there for 15 years. During that time, I worked for various federal government agencies in the District of Columbia. I'm here today to plead to you to take a second look at the budget as it affects immigrants in this county. Now, this country is that of immigrants from all over the world. I'm here for these silent residents. We are not used to going in front of government officials to ask for anything. That's why you don't see maybe any of us in here except myself that is brave enough to come in front of you. We do not seek special privileges. We just need direction from the county to navigate the many resources available to residents. But it's not made known to us right now. Majority of us that come here have been suppressed by our former countries. So when we come to the United States, we find out that we have a place we can call home. In PG County alone, there are over 300,000 immigrants out of a total of almost 1 million residents. We want to be assimilated into the community, but where do we start? We still need county staff to guide us. Our projection is that there's going to be cuts in this budget. Imagine calling for assistance and not being able to get assistance. I made several calls to find out the official responsible for outreach program to immigrants to no avail. I was given various numbers and was told one point somebody will call me, I'm still waiting. Just maybe tonight I could direct the office that handled this program. Maybe I'll know today who I have to talk to. Montgomery County has programs for its immigrants, But for the 30-plus African countries represented in this county and Asians, I don't know who we have to talk to. Funding of the Office of Community Relations is whichever office that can be outreach should be retained, especially for all of us, our old and non-speaking immigrants. Our diversity is our strength. This is my Prince George's County. I thank you for the time and your consideration.
Thank you. Michael, if I can ask you a question. I can just ask you a question. Sorry.
Yes.
A couple of questions real quick. One is, first, I just wanted to let you know that we do have a New American Task Force that actually is addressing the very issues that you raised,
Yes.
Both in terms of New Americans from Africa and Latin America and throughout Asia in the county. And one of the things we want to make sure, I don't know if Glenda Wilson or somebody from the staff is here, if we can direct them to someone. So that's one where we want to make sure as we look at the rich diversity of the county, as you stated, is very important. The other is, you made the statement that the new immigrants really don't know what to do or where to go. I mean, what do you mean by that in particular? What?
Well, just an example, I made a call about a couple of years ago and wanted to meet because I spoke with somebody in the outreach program in Montgomery County, and they told me to call somebody in the county here. I called the person, he was not available, but they told me when he comes they'll give the message, and twice I did that and I've never received a call.
Okay, well, do this for me.
Yes,
If you
sir.
can, Glenda, can we have somebody talk to this young man and get the name of that person? I'm not going to give you, I'm not going to shout him
I
out
will
here.
give you that name
Give
later.
that name, and we'll make sure you know. We'll,
No, I won't give the name now, but I know the name.
we got the speakerphone,
Yes.
so we're going to make sure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Pastor Gloria Jones Swingeringa.
Pastor Jones? Where's Pastor Jones? Isn't that Pastor Jones?
I don't know. Adriana Lefkowitz. Sydney Daggle.
Sydney, come on down.
Hello. Good evening. Thanks for having me. My name's Sydney Daigle, and I'm here on behalf of the Prince George's County Food Equity Council, which is the food policy council for Prince George's County, Maryland. Unfortunately, I did not. I didn't bring you water either, so I hope everyone can hear me, but man, my throat's dry. So I'm here to respectfully request on behalf of the Food Equity Council that you, County Executive Baker, reinstate promised funding to the SNAP to Health program in your 2016 fiscal year budget. The SNAP to Health program was authorized for fiscal year 2015, and I'm sorry, I meant 2016 earlier, if I misspoke, and then was cut in response to the county's budget deficit. It would provide $100,000 in grant funds over 3 years to fund SNAP and EBT acceptance at local farmers markets. SNAP and EBT acceptance programs at farmers markets extends both residents' food budgets and supports the bottom line of farmers. We know in Prince George's County that the need for additional food assistance has not diminished. 1 in 6 Prince Georgians are at risk for food insecurity, meaning that they lack adequate access to enough nutritious food for a healthy life. Further, over the past 5 years, SNAP, or otherwise known as food stamps, couldn't remember the old name, registration rates have increased by 56% in the county. So there's certainly a need, and there's certainly hunger, even if we don't always see it. Programs like SNAP to Health have been proven to be effective. They increase access to healthy foods, which is essential not to only address food insecurity, but also to improve the health and life expectancy for residents in the county. As you know, 60% of deaths in Prince George's County are related to chronic diseases, many of which are due to diet-related chronic diseases, like heart disease and diabetes. We know that SNAP and WIC recipients that shop at farmers markets increase their vegetable consumption, which is great. That's compared to SNAP and WIC recipients that do not shop at farmers markets. So this is a proven strategy to improve the diets of our residents. Funding SNAP and EBT equipment for the county, though it seems like an investment, also could have a ripple effect that could be economically beneficial. It would allow other private foundations and private funders even to double the value of SNAP and EBT payments made at farmers markets, also known as the double value coupon program. This has been very successful across the nation and even here at home in Prince George's County. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Riverdale Park Farmers Market, but they had such a successful double value coupon program that they ran out of funds halfway through their market season. It's unfortunate, but it's a good problem to have. We also know that farmers who participate in double value coupon programs diversify their offerings as far as what they're growing. They increase the acreage on which they're growing, and they invest in infrastructure improvements for their farms, such as hoop houses and greenhouses. So we really hope that you will consider reinstating funding for this very important program and supporting not only families and their bottom lines, family food budgets, but also the bottom lines of farmers. Thank you.
Much. Thank you.
Ella Rose Preston.
President accounted for. Come on down. You're the next contestant.
Good evening, County Executive Baker.
Good evening.
County officials and audience members. I am Ella Rose Preston, manager of the Hyattsville Farmers Market, the oldest market in Prince George's County, nutrition educator, and food equity advocate. I'm here this evening to speak about the SNAP to Health program and its funding. I was disappointed to learn of cuts to this food assistance program last year, and I'm respectfully requesting that you find funding for the SNAP to Health program for fiscal year 2016. Research shows that programs like SNAP to Health make a potentially tremendous impact on the health of our residents, and here are a few reasons why continued funding for the program is necessary. There is evidence that suggests Prince George's County has a higher than average rate of food insecurity. According to Maryland Hunger Solutions, registration rates for SNAP have increased by 56.9% from August 2009 to August 2014. The Maryland Food System County Profile Map shows that 1 in 6 county residents lack regular access to affordable and nutritious food. SNAP to Health increases access to healthy foods, which is essential for improving the health and life expectancy of residents in this county. As a farmers market manager, I get to see firsthand how important the SNAP program is to our market goers. Having SNAP accepted by the farmers at the Hyattsville market makes it more attractive and marketable to the local residents. It also has a positive impact on the local economy. Market clients receive help to consume more vegetables with more frequency, which in turn supports local farmers and businesses. It really is a win-win situation. Many of the municipalities across the United States, in Maryland and Prince George's County, have been designated as HEAL, meaning healthy eating, active living cities and towns. Hyattsville is one of them. One of the core goals of the HEAL initiative is access to affordable, nutritious food. SNAP to Health supports this goal and the quality of life for Prince George's County residents. Lastly, finding SNAP